friends of mine that have gone through divorce, and we've had this discussion where, I keep telling them, like, the kids are going to be fine. No matter what happens, the kids are going to be fine. I'm more worried about the adults than I am about the kids. But that brings up a point. Since kids are resilient, what are your thoughts when you hear the staying in marriages for the kids? Because if we're talking about parenting, that's a big thing. Because I have heard a lot of times people say, well, which I'm not happy, but I'm staying for the kids. Well, because I have a definite opinion on that. I'm curious as yours.
I'll give you
You're usually more opinionated than I am.
I'll give you my opinion on that because I lived it for a while. And that's not a dig. If my ex-wife was sitting here, I always thought it would be fascinating to do a discussion like this with her.
Yeah, we're going to do it. Sean's going to come do one with me.
I think that would be great. And I'm sure people have done it. I don't know. But it's like, hey, we're going to agree to not badmouth each other. And my ex, we would be laughing. We would just be having a great time. But we did that. And she did it too. I mean, probably, I don't know, a couple years, because I think Colton was 12. Okay. 12 when we got divorced, right? Yeah. And so, I mean, we knew that it was coming for years. Yep. A couple years, whatever. So we tried it. It didn't work. And I remember the night that we decided, Colton was over at a friend's house, and it was a Saturday night, I think, and Holly and I, we were just watching something on TV, which we never did. I don't watch TV now. We didn't watch it then. But we were watching something, and something happened, and I don't know what it was. I looked at her, and she looked at me, and it was like...
It's time.
It was determined, Yeah, I go, hey, it's not working, is it? She's like, no. I'm like, you think we should?
But at least y'all had that conversation. Because some people just say it's not working, but we're not going to change anything.
Oh no,
that's what I had issue with.
We changed everything.
You changed a lot.
We got her another house to move into.
Well, I mean, but a lot of people stay. A lot of people, they never have the discussion. Like, they're like, we're just going to stay.
Well, that's okay. So of course I answered way longer than I should have, and I'm sorry, but that's kind of my thing. So yes, tried it. It didn't work. There's the short. There's the abridged version.
And I think for some people it might work, but my challenge is when people are like, I'm not divorcing for the kids, and I'm like you. And I have a friend, I have someone I know that just stays for the kids, and is still doing all the bad things he was doing before, and the wife knows he's doing the bad things he was doing before. Right. But he's staying for the kids. And so I challenged him on it, and I was like, so that's the example you want to set for your daughter. He didn't like to hear that.
No.
It was accurate. I love telling people accurate things they don't like to hear. It kind of makes me excited.
That was something called the truth.
It was the truth. And that's what it is. If I can be a little mirror for people and hold up the truth, that's kind of why I wanted to bring it up, because I feel like there are a lot of people in that because it's comfortable and it's easy and it's known. Yeah. But and I even said that, I'm like, well, how fair is that to your wife? I mean, she wouldn't do anything wrong. Right. But, I'm like, you make a conscious choice one way or the other. And I just think, I love kids. I love the little suckers, but I want them to see healthy things and healthy examples. And not just with the relationship, with the marriage, you want to see healthy things. With financial decisions, you wanted to see healthy things. With anything you do, from a moral ethics standpoint. Yeah. I think the role of the parent is to be the example and to be the good example. Yeah. Yeah. That's in an ideal situation, yes. Right. Because they see everything and they know. Yeah. I always wondered, for kids, when parents sit down with kids and they're like, hey, listen, mom and I, we're going to get a divorce. Right. How many of the kids are not surprised? Because I think for some kids, they probably are. Their rug is pulled out from underneath them. Yep. But in the back of their head, they kind of knew things weren't great. Yep. And some other kids are totally... It hits them out of left field. Yeah. Because you're a kid, you're not thinking. Yep. I mean, you're a 10-year-old kid. Your thought processes are totally different. We weren't surprised. When my parents divorced, I was 15. My brother was 12. We weren't surprised at all. No. And it's because they had gone through where they'd, kind of not really separated, but, thought about it, tried again for a few more years and thought, and I think that's fair. And I'm not talking about that. I think it's fine to try and see if you can work on it. And if it doesn't work, that's cool. I'm talking about the ones that are like, yep, this isn't working. It's terrible. We're a hot mess. Let's just stay married. That's the ones I have a challenge. But at least for my parents and even for my kids, when Sean and I decided to split, I don't think the older ones weren't surprised.
I was surprised when my parents told me.
Were you?
I mean, it was just like I'm just living my ordinary 9 or 10-year-old life, and the next day, Dad's got a briefcase and Daddy's not coming home.
Yep.
He's like, where's Dad going? Oh, he's going to his new apartment. What do you mean his new apartment? He lives here. Well, no, he's moving out. It's like, what just happened?
Well, I was surprised at the timing of it, but I wasn't surprised that they split.
Yeah.
Like it was a come home. It was the same thing. It was a suitcase. It was a thing. But I wonder if that's because that was, 20, 30 years ago.
For me?
Close. Yeah. For both of us in the 20s. So I wonder if it's because parents communicate more now with their kids, or maybe they're more transparent now.